Welcome to Trial by Wine. We take a closer look at crimes that highlight how fascinating humans can be. Schmidty, Swanee and Clarkey visit crimes and run them through their jury of three, debating both sides of the case to agree an appropriate, if totally fictitious, sentence. Please be advised, Trial by Wine may include explicit or disturbing content and will include drunken rambling. Listener discretion is advised. All right, how are we?
Good, thank you.
Very well.
We are doing a back-to-back recording because we'll have a couple of weeks off while I'm recovering from a surgery. So I don't have much to report. I got a different drink while I was out of the room. Did anyone else do anything?
I did indeed.
You got a different one.
I did. I've gone for a San Pellegrino.
Oh,
Ooh.
lovely.
Water.
So, well, I've still got a smidge of my other drink, but Clarkey?
I've just
Did you do anything
homemade
interesting?
another spritz, another sparkling.
Okay.
I just wanted to say, though, I think we started the last episode frazzled, and I think I'm
Yes.
starting this one befuddled after the
Yes, I
last
think that's
episode.
fair.
That was a weird story, wasn't it? Yeah.
Yes,
Wow.
it was.
I suppose we should introduce ourselves. I'm Schmidty.
I'm Swanee.
And I'm Clarkey, and together we are
Trial
by
by wine.
And we've sort of covered it. Swanee's got a San Pellegrino and you've got a SodaStream Spritz. I've got the dregs of some tap water in my SodaStream, but I did get something a bit more exciting for you.
We're all
I
in
got
recovery.
this. I got this.
Is that a mango
Can you
chutney?
see this?
A
No,
flat
I'm
mango
not supposed to
chutney?
drink alcohol,
Barocca?
remember?
That's what I
Barocca?
thought.
No,
No?
it is a Negroni. It's an alcohol-free Negroni Spritz. And it's
Mm.
by Newt.
Yuck.
Can you
Who,
get treatment for that?
Yuck.
Yuck. They make, well, I
don't like
you just
Negroni
don't
anyway.
like Negroni. No, that's
Yeah,
fine.
yeah.
I'm not
That's
a
fine.
massive fan either, but from a non-alcoholic drink perspective, it actually tastes quite grown up. So it's
Because it's
like
not
Oh, God.
sweet.
Clarkey often talks about not liking the sweet non-alcoholic stuff.
Mm.
Yeah.
This is a nootropic, so it's got, I don't know, herbs and shit in it.
Shit,
It's
isn't it?
supposed to make you feel good. Don't know. I've
Who
had
made
it
it?
before.
Are you feeling good?
Newt, N-O-O-T. I've only had a sip. I've had them before. I don't think they do anything, if I'm honest, and they cost a fortune, but it
Yeah.
tastes sort of alcoholic. Not alcoholic, but a bit more grown up. So I thought I'd grab that because it was there. I bought these ages ago for Tony when he had to give up alcohol, and he didn't really
Is he
go
Now
to
they're
still
the
just
off it?
taking up room
Yeah,
in the
he's
fridge.
not allowed to drink.
That's it. He's not allowed to. God.
Yeah, but is he still off it?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's still off it. He drinks revolting. You know when you go to the Coles and you see the Eden Vale non-alcoholic stuff that they don't even bother
No,
selling
I've never
in,
noticed it.
in the grog shop. They sell it in the aisle that's got cordial and
Yeah.
yeah,
What is
alcohol
it?
removed stuff.
I wonder who drinks that.
It's a sparkling. Well, Tony does. It's vile. And then there's a red that he drinks as well. And the thing about the red, I've
Are they
made
wines?
they are wines.
Mm.
They're alcohol removed wines. But there is, with the red wine, you can make that drinkable by adding,
Alcohol?
Wine.
no, I don't add alcohol, but I make it into like a sangria sort of thing. So I did buy this, it's like Aperol, but it's again non-alcoholic. So it's just an orange flavored thing.
Have a glass
And
of water.
it feels like, I don't know, he's got this thing about wanting to still feel like he's having his relaxing after work drink.
Can he get
Not
a
that he
nice
works anyway.
bottle of
Nothing would make me.
alcohol-free wine?
Nothing would make me feel less like I'm enjoying a nice not alcohol.
I agree with
drinking
you.
something that's
Like-
got alcohol. But again, that's
like
just how it works.
non-alcoholic wine bought from the
Yeah.
supermarket, like the
Yeah.
worst
Like, I'll
possible.
just-
It's vile. I can't stand this stuff. I would rather just have like and I do drink quite regularly, a diet ginger beer or something like that with no alcohol, not an alcoholic one, just
Yeah.
a diet one.
I'd
I
rather
quite
just have
enjoy
a
that.
wine.
If you can't drink, I mean, which is his situation, then yeah, I think I'd rather just have a softie. I will drink water. You're right, Swanee. I'll just have water at night.
I know, right?
Anyway, it's another scintillating conversation from all three of us. Brilliant.
Should we move on to the weather now?
No,
Yeah,
I
that's
think
right.
we've
Yeah.
That's what I like to really contribute with each week. It's like, oh, how will she bore us with the weather today?
well, I've got to say, we have had a run of beautiful days here in Melbourne.
Oh, there you
Mhm.
go.
Yeah. And we were at the houseboat on the weekend and it was absolutely glorious, but lovely autumnal weather.
Oh, good for you.
Would you like me to tell you a little story? I think it's going to be fairly short, this one, but I'll
Yes,
tell it to you
please.
anyway. That's
Is it
my
gonna be
last
sweet?
story before I go under the knife. Oh, it's not terribly sweet, unfortunately.
Short
You know,
but not
crime
sweet.
and all that. Yeah, someone dies, of course. You know, being my last recording episode before I go under the knife, if I don't wake up for any reason,
Boob job.
Clarky, you've got the passwords for everything, so you should be able to get in and start editing. Just kidding.
Swanee,
Boob
what do you
job?
think?
I'm not
Should we
having
just
a
nod
boob
for
job.
now?
Yeah, whatever.
Yeah.
That'll be
All
a
right.
Yes.
That'll be a huge.
Yes, of
That'll be
course.
a huge priority.
Well, we might wait for the fan backlash before we start recording again.
It's not like Mary Bain Piper.
We actually have had 600 listeners from the US this last month, FYI.
Why?
Poor things.
They're probably. I'm always worried at someone listening to us going, "Oh my God, I'm going to sue them." You don't want to.
No, remember, there are 300 million people in the US, so 600 is not a lot.
I feel like they're all one-time listener, no-time caller, or no-time commenter.
What happens if you look at our stats, like suddenly you get this huge spike and there's 200 and you think, oh, someone's accidentally downloaded our whole back catalogue, and then another day there's another one. It's not like, 200 listeners. There's one person who's set to, oh, yeah, follow that, and the next thing they know, they've all been downloaded on their phone.
Oh, God.
Anyway, so my sources for this story, though, are oxygen.com, cbsnews.com, wikipedia.com, people.com, bbc.com,
All the classics.
Sounds good to me.
dda.ndus.edu, which is a website for Dakota Digital Review. And there was an excellent piece by Arika Kulm, PhD Director of Digital Forensics Services, Dakota State University, in there.
Oh my God.
Yes. So, and a bit like yours. Not really. But one of those things where it's it's a good story, but there's not tons to it, right?
Yeah.
And so I was thinking, I've got to do something. And believe it or not, I've sort of ran out a little bit of time. So I was trolling around the internet trying to find a story. And I was actually doing the old, I'll just compile some funny stories from Florida or something. But, there aren't any. So, mostly at the moment, it's all murder and mayhem and horrible things. Yeah. And then I came across this story and I thought, oh, that's all right. It's a tale as old as time, of course, but it did pique my interest. So today's story takes us back a little ways in the timey-wimey machine. It's December the 23rd, 2015, and we're in Ellington, Connecticut. I looked up the address because, we were talking about recently, sometimes you look up the addresses and I'm always surprised at how cheap the real estate is.
Yeah.
So this house is really lovely. It's I don't know if it's actually a colonial house, but it's colonial style. It's double story. It says it's 1,000 square meter home itself, and it's on a 3.25 acre lot.
1,000 square meter home,
because double story, right? So
that's
when you see it,
though.
It's massive. Yeah, it's 4-bedroom and 2.5 bathrooms. But what got me was it sold in 2025 for, I think it was $595,000. How cheap's that?
Because they're not just built the same way as houses are built in Australia, I don't think. There's a lot of stuff. I don't know if you remember, Job and I was having this conversation the other day. When the fires went through Los Angeles at the beginning of last year, and they went through Pacific Palisades, which is a really well-known, very well-established, very affluent suburb, the fire ripped through it, and all that you would see left was the chimney. Yeah. Because the way these houses are built, they're all built to look like they're on in a movie. So they look that picture perfect. I don't think a lot of the materials sometimes they're not built the same way. I think their building standards are different.
Is that why the little pig could huff and puff and blow the house down?
Correct.
When the Longwood fire ripped through the Longwood and down to Alexandra recently, quite a few people lost their houses. Exactly the same, just a chimney left.
Yeah, just
and
a chimney.
Pile of rubble. So I think that's just
like
fire.
it's not a lot of not hard. Yeah, there's that, but there's also like where their walls.
They're not made with
all...
brick. They're not brick built.
Yeah.
Mind you, a lot of people aren't building in brick anymore just because of the cost of
Probably
it.
right.
Yeah.
Correct.
So I was looking the house up in the first place just to kind of get a feel for the neighbourhood, and they were like they're these big houses and they're set way back down this massive long drive, but the drive is like straight down to the house.
Okay.
And it's like almost probably an acre of land in front, this huge lawn, nothing else, just these big lawns, Yeah. Just trying to give you a picture of but they're all very nice and affluent looking and just quite lovely area. In 2015, the house was occupied and owned by Connie and Richard. Now I think their name is Dabate, or it could be Dabate. I'm not entirely sure.
Connie and Richard sound like characters from an Enid Blyton book.
They do a bit, don't they? But their last name, I think it's Dabate, but it's Dabate, not Debate.
Dabate, and spelling.
Dabate, yeah. And they have
off at the Dabate tonight.
He's at Dabate. I was like, is it to...
Good luck with your Dabate.
Yeah, well, I wasn't sure. I think I heard someone call them Debate because I started watching a program and then I didn't watch it any further, and that probably would have landed the pronunciation of their name if I'd paid more attention. Anyway, let's just call them Connie and Richard. And they had two small
Connie
children.
and Dick, so they really are from the faraway
Connie and
tree.
Dick. Okay. And they had two small children, also their children, who were 6 and 9 at the time, and I can't remember their names. Connie and Dick were the kind of couple
Would have been
that other people
Moonface
were
and
jealous.
Saucepan, I think, the two kids.
I haven't seen that. Apparently it's lovely, the new rendition of The Magic Faraway Tree. Did you know
Is
they
there
made a new
one?
film out of it?
No,
Yeah,
I didn't.
yeah. And it was one of my favourite books. I loved it.
Mm.
Anyway, yes, Moonface and Saucepan Head.
No, Saucepan
What's his
Man.
name? Saucepan Man. Did you read it, Swanee? Do you know what we're talking about?
I don't think.
And Dame
it's
Wash
ringing
a
bell,
Lot?
but
Did you?
I-
Don't
no,
wash a lot.
Maybe I
Forgot
didn't.
about her.
Maybe I
Oh,
didn't.
God.
You said
It
chuck
rings
her,
a bell.
chuck her washing water out the
Washing
window and
water
used to
out.
come down
That's
the
right.
tree.
That's
No,
right. Yeah.
I didn't read
And-
that. I'd say.
As a kid, it wasn't the same thing, but I had a magic faraway tree type thing that
Mhm.
Fisher and Paykel or someone made, and I saw one. Someone was selling it on Facebook. the
Fisher
other
Price,
day.
maybe not Fisher
Yeah.
Price.
Sorry, it was the Paykel episode got that into my head.
Yeah.
Sorry, Fisher Price, yeah, or I can't Mattel or something. But it was just like a tree, a big green tree. Do you remember like the
Yes, I know.
Barbie
What you're talking about.
townhouse
Little,
and stuff?
with little people.
With little people and little,
Yes.
yeah.
Didn't have it.
We did. We had that. So anyway,
Rich.
again, you and the Connie and Dick. Anyway, so Connie and Dick were the kind of couple that other people were jealous of. So they didn't appear
Except
to
for their
argue,
names.
apart from their names.
I love
They
that they're a
didn't- they-
couple,
they were-
though.
A couple of Connie and Dicks.
God, stop it. They seem to have a very fun and loving relationship, and outwardly, they didn't appear to be
What they were
arguing.
made for each other.
Yeah, they were made for each other. He doted on
I hope
her.
no one
and-
lit up a room when they walked in.
I think there was some room lighting on. She was very lovely and a caring woman, and she may or may not have lit up a room when she walked into it. And they were, to all outward appearances, very happy and a successful couple. However, all of that
Inwardly.
changed on
Ooh.
that fateful morning, the 23rd of December, 2015. That
Yep.
morning, Dick set off to work at around... The funny thing is, when I was writing this, I thought about calling him Dick the whole way
Yeah.
through it. And then I thought, oh, no, I won't do that. But I will now because you've set the scene for it. But I've written Richard, so I might say the wrong name.
Jump in and out.
We know who you're talking about.
That's right.
we know.
Dick set
Oh.
off to work at around 8:30 in the morning, but realising he'd left his laptop at home, he pulled over, sent his boss an email, and I presume that was from his phone, saying he'd be late as he had to go get his laptop, turned around and went home.
Fair.
When he got back into the house, he heard a noise upstairs, and he went upstairs to see what was going on because Connie was out at the time. And when he opened the closet, which I assume was a walk-in wardrobe, he found a camouflaged, masked intruder rummaging through his wife's jewellery.
That's
A
terrifying.
camouflaged mask.
A man
intruder.
dressed in camouflage. Yes, he had a mask on and he was dressed in camouflage.
That's a lot
know,
to deal with.
Camo gear. It is, isn't it? At
He must have been
9
watching the
o'clock in
house
morning.
when they were out. Yeah.
So, when the first responders arrived at 7 at Birchview Drive, they found Richard, Dick, lying on the floor of the home's main level, partially restrained by zip ties, attaching him to a folding chair. You know those $8 ones you can get from Office Works? It's one of those
Yeah.
sorts of thing. Yeah. His body was
So
marked.
hang on. Did
I've
the
jumped forward a
we've
little.
jumped
Yep.
forward. Okay. I was trying to work
Yeah.
out how the
Yeah.
police turned up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So how'd they know?
You'll find
Yeah,
out. You'll
okay.
find
Yeah.
out.
Okay. Right.
So
I didn't miss-
Dick is lying on the ground with a folding chair attached to his arm with a zip tie, and his body was marked by cuts, puncture wounds, and burns.
Cool.
His injuries,
Jesus.
well,
we know what time it
visible-
is?
It's
We're not allowed
the
to know that.
morning. Yeah,
Still
It's
morning.
still morning.
Okay.
yeah. His injuries, while visible and consistent with his account of an assault, were not life-threatening. Downstairs in the far corner of the basement, they found
I feel like
his
they would
wife,
have threatened
Connie.
my life. She was home as well.
Who was? Sorry,
Connie.
who was in the basement?
Downstairs in the far
Oh.
corner of the basement, they found his wife, Connie, lying on her back. She'd been shot twice, one in the stomach and once in the head.
This has escalated quickly.
It has.
Quite
They've gone
liked-
from
I quite liked all
gone
the
from
faraway
shenanigans to
jokes.
not.
I'd
The
almost
faraway tree
forgotten
stuff
that
was much more
something
pleasant.
was. Yeah, I forgot we were talking about crimes. Now I'm.
Maybe you should get back to calling him Richard.
Yeah,
It's getting
God.
serious.
Yeah, I feel like Richard.
No.
Yeah.
No,
No?
he's a dick.
Okay.
In Dick's statements to the police, the intruder demanded money, credit cards, and PIN numbers, which he said he handed over, despite the fact that the
He
intruder hadn't
hadn't left-
initially. Oh, I think he had, but he had
On purpose.
The intruder hadn't initially displayed a weapon, but he gave him all. Here's my credit cards. Here's my PINs. Just go away, right? Just leave us alone. At that moment,
There wasn't even an intruder.
while he was having this discussion with the intruder, the garage door opened and he realised that Connie had returned home early from her exercise class at the Indian Valley YMCA because she was supposed to be at class. He shouted to her to run, but instead of running away from the house,
She shot herself twice.
She ran towards them.
no, she ran down to the basement and the intruder followed her and a struggle ensued and she
Why?
was shot, once in the back of the head and once in the stomach, with a
Why would he
firearm
do that?
that belonged to Richard.
To Richard.
A Ruger .357 Magnum revolver that he'd purchased only 2 months earlier.
Oh.
To answer your question, Swanee, Dick's explanation of how the intruder obtained the gun was inconsistent and changed over time.
It's because he's an unreliable
But
historian.
basically, he said that
It's a true
she ran
stretcher.
down because they kept it in a gun safe down there. So when he said, Connie, get out, there's an intruder here, instead of leaving, she went downstairs to get the
She
gun.
ran
The
to
intruder
the gun
followed
safe.
her. Yeah, they had
Oh,
a
right.
struggle and she was killed.
Right.
I'm not buying it.
So
Dick.
he also said that after shooting Connie, the intruder returned upstairs, stabbed him in the legs with a box cutter, which had been found within the house.
Was he short?
Bound him to a chair.
Why didn't he shoot him?
Bound him to a chair with zip ties and burned him with a blowtorch. During this alleged ordeal, Dick stated that he managed to fight back at one point, burning the intruder's face before the man fled the scene. Richard then freed himself, activated the home's panic alarm, and called 911.
What?
Now,
That's a busy
There's a
morning.
lot
It
of
was a
burning
terrible
people
morning,
going
yeah.
on when there's a gun around.
it's one of those like propane blowtorches, I think, which
Jesus,
I
what do
bought
you-
one recently.
Why do you have one of those at home?
Like when you use for cooking, for your creme caramel.
No, propane, much
Did you
hotter.
get it down at Aldi like when you're doing a normal shop and thought, oh, actually,
Special
No,
I
buy.
put that in. It's good.
No, I
That
bought
could
it on
come in
purpose.
handy.
I bought it on purpose and I got it from, I don't know, Total Tools or something. But I haven't been able to
Why?
light it because I'm frightened of it. So, there's that. I
Bring
bought
it up
it
to the
to
farm.
do a job, obviously. Yeah.
On who?
I bought it because I bought this mixer off what do you call it, Marketplace, and it's a 400-year-old. It could well be 80 years old. Hobart mixer, and it's a dough hook in it, and it's stuck. And I've read that if you heat it up, it should help burn out whatever's making it stuck, so you can take it out and replace it. And before you go, what the hell? It's It can do 20 kilos. It's for the dog food when I make up Kip's food.
Oh,
So it's all very banal, but yes, I bought a propane torch for that. Anyway, the thing about Dick and his account of what had happened, though, there was enough detail in it that seemed pretty credible in some ways. However, the investigators began to examine the physical evidence within the home, and as they did, didn't take very long before they were like, there's some inconsistencies between what he's saying happened and what we can find evidence of. So there's no sign of forced entry. The doors and the windows were intact. And Richard had actually said that there was a basement window that the intruder had got in through, but it was still closed. And in point of fact, I read that when they went out the back to like round the outside of the house, there was still cobwebs across it. Like no one had gone in through it. There was no evidence that had been, that's the way that the intruder had come in. I don't even know why he thought that that would be the
Poor
case when you
Dick.
consider he found him in a closet and then he had a kerfuffle fight with him being burned
How would
and
he know it?
tortured. Exactly.
how'd you
would
get
he-
in? I used the open window in your
in your basement.
cellar.
That's right.
Your
How
basement.
would he know? Exactly.
But to be fair, he did also close the closet door so he could rummage through the wife's
True.
jewellery. According to
true.
Richard, I opened the closet door and there he was. What?
And there was a guy
No one
there.
does
Yeah, it was
that, mate.
bizarre. Well, I mean, Swanee's always talks about all of her little fears, and one of mine is when I go into our bedroom, and I say Tony's walk-in robe because it's Tony's walk-in robe, not mine. if the door's slightly ajar, I always push it just in case there's someone's hiding behind it.
Behind it.
It's just one of my little weird
I mean,
fears.
that's
Yeah.
fair.
Yeah, just in case. I was just like to give doors like that a shove just in case before I walk into the room and I get attacked. Back to your point about the bedroom closet. Inside the bedroom closet where the intruder was said to have been rummaging, everything was orderly. The drawers were closed, the jewelry remained inside them, and there were no signs of a struggle.
Oh my God.
Wow.
So basically,
shocked.
everything, I know that the evidence completely contradicted Dick's description of a chaotic confrontation with a camouflaged man that sounded like Vin Diesel, apparently. Further examination revealed that all of the items allegedly used by the intruder during the attack.
Can I just
The box
interject?
cutter?
What does
You
Vin
may.
Diesel sound like?
I honestly couldn't tell you.
No.
Has it got a
I'd know it
deep
if I heard
voice?
him.
It's a weird
Yeah.
voice to pick.
Well, it was kind of noted that it was very specific as well and a bit theatrical.
But like if someone said he sounded like Sean Connery or he sounded like Sylvester Stallone or, you go, oh, yeah, that voice. I know that. Vin Diesel.
But is
Yeah, I
this
wouldn't-
what Dick's saying he sounds like?
yeah.
Dick said the camouflage masked man sounded like Vin Diesel.
Vin Diesel.
Does he have
Vin
an
Diesel
accent?
has
Like,
fallen on bad times and now he's robbing people in
It's got quite a deep
Connecticut.
voice. Yeah.
I was wondering if he sounds
have no idea what
Hispanic
he
and it was
sounds like.
some kind of
But-
racial
And
stereotyping.
shooting him in the back of the head.
I just
I
don't get
don't
what.
know. I don't. Hang on. Give me a sec. Hold my beer. Okay,
Oh,
there it is.
You embarrass me.
I
There you
love
go.
it. I love
That's
it.
what he sounded like.
That's what it sounds like, right?
What is
Okay.
Right. Relax.
Allegedly.
Don't push it.
You embarrass
Did
me.
he say you're embarrassed? You sound like Fozzie Bear.
That's what it sounded a bit like. Just
Bear's a comedian.
a bit
comedian's a
gravelly.
bear. Yeah, a bit gravelly. Okay, now we know what Vin Diesel sounds like.
bear.
Oh my God, you sound just like Vin Diesel.
It sounds much less threatening if he had have said, and he sounded like Fuzzy Bear.
It would have been much less threatening, yes. Goodness me. So further examination revealed that all the items that were allegedly used by the intruder during the attack, the box cutter, what do we call those?
Stanley
Stanley
knife.
knife. Stanley knife, yeah.
Yeah, Stanley knife kind of thing. The blowtorch, the zip ties, and the firearm originated from within the house itself. I mean, there's no evidence.
He took advantage of that, didn't he?
I know.
He knew
that
where to find it all. I wouldn't know where to find it all.
Well,
Unless it's all
you see?
labelled box cutter.
Yep.
Yeah.
Maybe,
Or something.
The
Ties.
box cutter this way. There's arrows.
garage and he's
Blowtorch.
got like a nice, pin board like I've got for Tony.
Oh, yeah, shadow
where
board.
you shadow board. Yeah, maybe it's a box cutter, blowtorch.
What's
You
a
know.
shadow board? What?
It's where
It's
you
where,
outline
Outline the
Oh,
tools.
right, yes.
the
Yep.
shape of the hammer or whatever.
Oh,
So
yeah,
you know
that's
where to
cool.
put it
Exactly.
back.
Yep.
Very
Yeah.
cool.
Yes, I bought one for Tony because I was sick of his shit being everywhere.
Where'd
and
you
I
get
put
that
it
from?
up.
Bunnings?
Bunnings, yes. And I put it up for him and then I put everything on it too. Anyway, so there's no evidence that the intruder had brought tools or weapons with him, which
Oh, sorry,
suggested that the
does Tony
intruder...
have
Didn't
it?
need to.
Yeah,
He does. Okay.
he does. Yeah. He redid. I didn't mark anything because I wanted him
Yeah.
to play
Do
with it,
that
but
bit.
he has now.
To
yeah,
buy
yeah.
in.
It's like creating
Yeah,
a
and he did.
jigsaw for Tony.
It was. He really loves it.
Do you know what I mean?
Because
He
I think
he really loves
Tony
it.
would like to be neat. He just doesn't know how to be. So
Oh,
once I
Tony,
organise
I
things
bought
for
you
him,
that pin board. Make sure you're using it.
well, see, I actually tidied up the whole workshop for him because when he tried to do it, he came in and he said, "I've been down there all day and it looks worse." And it did. So I thought, well, he went away for a conference or something. Oh, I think it was when he went to Canberra doing walking football. So I was like, here's my chance. So I went in, organised it for him, and he was very appreciative when he came back.
That's
He
very
really
nice
was.
you did that. I
You're
bet
a
he
good
was.
egg.
Oh, I
That's
just
very
couldn't
nice of
take
you,
it
Schmidty.
myself anymore. Anyway, so the point is, this guy was either a MacGyver type who just liked to wing it. What have I got on hand that I could just, be an intruder with?
yeah. I'll just see what they've got when I get there.
That's not a gun because
yeah.
I've already used that downstairs.
Yeah. I'll just see what I've got. I'll see what they've got on hand when I get there. I'll just
it'll
have
be
a
fine.
chances.
It'll be fine.
Yep.
Yeah, I mean, there's chances are
Improv.
a
I
house
could do
like that,
Just go.
they'll have a fire poker I could use. I could beat someone with that. There'll be something. It's
There'll be a
fine.
box cutter. I suppose they've got a kitchen.
Kitchen
I can
knife.
find
I'm sure,
knives. Yeah.
exactly. It'll be fine.
I don't have to
Fine.
carry it with me if I can
Oh,
get
God.
it there.
That
I
fold-up
know.
chair will come in handy. Those cable ties.
exactly. I'm sure. Yeah, I'll just on his way through up to the closet in the bedroom. He
He went
had
and
a
had the
fold-up chair
rummage.
over his
Before-
shoulder. He had a little rummage around. Yeah,
Before doing a shit job of rummaging through the closet, he went to the
the
garage.
closet.
Oh.
Well, and
Who would that
So
be?
the wife, is that what you're telling me?
Did someone else live in the house?
as far as I'm aware, just Connie and Dick and their kids. Additionally, despite
The
Dick's
kids.
claim of a physical struggle and being subdued through the use of pressure points,
Oh, Vin Diesel knew what he was
Vin
doing.
Diesel, I tell you,
Yeah.
he
He's still
exhibited-
that thing like, when Paul Hogan does it in Crocodile Dundee with
Yeah.
the
Yeah,
water
well,
buffalo. He's like,
Yeah.
You have nailed it, Swanee. That's exactly what happened. But he had no bruising or injuries that were
because
consistent.
Vin was a professional.
That's
he's just-
right.
He does it all on the fly.
You're
He
embarrassing
does.
me.
He does.
You're embarrassing me, Dick.
Oh, poor Connie's body likewise showed no signs of a
sorry,
struggle,
Connie.
undermining the assertion that she had fought with an assailant before being shot. Outside the home, the inconsistencies deepened, and I really enjoyed this bit. So the police deployed canine units in an attempt to track the scent of the alleged intruder. The
This would
dogs
be
They didn't go
hilarious.
back to Dick.
The dogs failed to identify any exit trail from the property. Instead, they repeatedly returned to Dick himself, with one dog even attempting to enter the ambulance where he was being treated. Oh my
Brilliant.
God, how
Good
good's
boy.
that? Good boy.
Girl. Yes, you are.
Additional canine units produced the same result, reinforcing the absence of any evidence that an unknown individual had fled the scene and suggesting that the scent of the attacker belonged to the man in the ambulance.
Well, this is getting awkward.
While the physical evidence began to erode the credibility of Dick's account, it was the digital evidence that would ultimately dismantle it entirely.
What, their own security or something? No?
Oh, wait,
He's
there's
Google
quite a lot.
searching.
It's a lot, yeah. Investigators conducted a comprehensive forensic analysis.
I'm enjoying this.
It's quite a good story, yeah.
Sorry, Connie. That's
yeah, I
awful
mean,
for
that's
Connie.
terrible for Connie, yes, yes.
There needs to be a third character called Fanny.
I'm going to take it that you're enjoying my storytelling.
Yes.
Not
yes,
so much
yes.
that poor Connie
The
passed.
murder
No,
of
yes.
Connie.
no.
Yeah. And to all accounts, she was a delightful woman, and it's just awful. So, we are not laughing about Connie's
Married to a
death.
dick.
No, not at all.
Unfortunately, she married a dick. Yeah. Gets worse. Anyway, so investigators conducted a comprehensive forensic analysis of multiple data sources, including cell phones, computer activity, home alarm records, surveillance footage, and Connie's Fitbit device. Each source provided a fragment of the timeline, but together they formed a cohesive and contradictory narrative. Dick's claim that he had emailed his supervisor from the side of the road was directly challenged by data showing that his Outlook account had been accessed from the home's IP address at 8:41 a.m. and again at 9:04 a.m.
So he was at home the whole time, was he?
The technical limitations of Wi-Fi range made it impossible for those emails to have been sent from a location miles away from the residence, as he had asserted, and it was clearly not from his phone because it's on the IP address. Additional computer activity further placed him at home during the period he claimed to have been driving, including visits to Facebook and other websites. Meanwhile, surveillance footage at the YMCA
Are you going to tell me this
confirmed-
is premeditated and he's had all this time to think about it, and the best he could come up with is some camouflage masked person was rummaging through the closet upstairs?
That
Yes.
sounded like Vin Diesel.
It sounded like you're embarrassing me.
You're embarrassing me. Yes, I kind of am going to tell you that because
Spit it out.
sure it was very badly premeditated. Yes, I think, yes.
Terribly.
And it's pretty bad. It is
You've
terrible. Yeah.
actually had time to think all of this through.
Well, I wonder if maybe
Even
on the
dogs
day.
are onto you, mate.
Yeah, I wonder if the day it happened was not the day he had intended to do it. But I think that he was getting to the point where he was thinking of killing his wife. But the reason I say this is because Connie goes to the YMCA and she gets there and her class has been cancelled. And so she comes home early. So
Right.
she got
So
home
he
at
wasn't.
9.
He wouldn't have expected that.
He wouldn't have expected that. And it's 9:08 when she leaves the YMCA, and I don't think she lives
Yeah.
terribly far. So her Fitbit data shows a period of inactivity consistent with driving, followed by renewed activity at 9:23 a.m. So, she's
Mhm.
left there. She's 15 minutes away, gets home, gets out of the car.
And what time did he email his boss?
8:40 something.
8:40 and then at 9:08. So in that case,
What did he say at 9:08?
I think he's just said, I've
got it.
left my laptop or something. Or I'm
Oh,
going.
I
to
thought he
late,
said at
basically.
8:40. No, okay.
He did that at 8:40. I'm not quite sure what he did it, or maybe it was just on Facebook at 9:04, 9:08 or something. But they knew he was at home is the point through the computer records.
Yep.
And so she gets back at 9:23, precisely when the home's alarm system recorded the opening of the garage door. So they can kind of work out exactly what she's doing. Effectively, because of these different data sources converging, we know precisely when she was home.
Okay.
As opposed to his storyline. So what followed was perhaps the most critical element of the case. Between 9:40 and 9, you're embarrassing me.
You're embarrassing.
Exactly. That's him talking to himself in the mirror.
Between 9:40 and 9:46 a.m., Connie posted videos to Facebook from within the house. Her activity during this time was normal and unremarkable, providing no indication of distress. Her Fitbit continued to record movement throughout the house until 10:05 a.m.
What did she put on Facebook?
I'm not sure. I didn't get details.
Like pictures or something like that? Or,
Yeah,
or was typing on, or just
doing something on
okay,
Facebook, yeah.
Right, yeah.
But at 10:05 a.m., at which point it registered her final activity. So she stopped. No more activity. This data directly contradicted Richard's timeline, which placed Connie's death shortly after her arrival at home, around 9 a.m. The Fitbit indicated that she was alive and moving for nearly an hour beyond that point. Also, the device recorded her walking a total distance of about 1,217 feet after getting home, which was a lot more movement than Richard's account, because Richard said she basically came in the garage, ran down the basement, which would have been a lot shorter, and then got shot. So the home alarm system data added another layer of contradictions. Records showed that the system was armed and disarmed multiple times that morning, including at 9:47 a.m. when Richard claimed to be en route to work. At 8:47 a.m. And at 8:50 a.m., the system was disarmed and then rearmed via the online interface. And at 8:59 a.m., it was disarmed again using a keychain fob attached to Richard's keys. Notably, the first door to open after this disarming was not an exterior door, but the basement door, indicating that the individual interacting with the system was already inside the house. These actions were inconsistent with Dick's account of returning home after receiving alarm notifications and suggested instead that he had never left. And that's interesting too, because I read that the alarm system, the security system rather, had ability to track heat signals in the house as well.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so it knew where people were.
That's a bit scary.
I know. As investigators expanded their inquiry, they uncovered further evidence of marital strain and deception. So data extracted from Connie's cell phone revealed a series of notes written in December 2014 on, you know how you've got the notepad thing in your phone? She had some notes saying why she wanted a divorce. And she had like a pros and cons of staying with Dick note there. And part of the reason that her reasons for divorcing him in her little note was he was shit with money. He was a bad father. He had lack of responsibility.
Unreliable historian.
Terrible, like murderer.
He didn't care enough for her. Like he wasn't caring of her, and he was very immature.
Liked Vin Diesel movies.
Yeah, a bit childish. Like too many Vin Diesel movies. Yes, that's right.
Yeah.
And there
How old were they?
Oh,
what age?
He was 40
30s,
and in their 40s, I think. Or he was 40 and she might have been a little bit younger.
Yeah.
Sorry. So also there was a little list of his positive attributes, but it was notably shorter than the negatives that she was feeling at the moment. Yeah.
There's a big dick list and a little dick list, and not all the bad things are on the big dick list.
The day before she was killed, there was also a bunch of text messages where they'd been having an argument because she was accusing him of lying about a cable TV. But then again, there was this whole other storyline that then emerged because the police investigating this all discovered that Richard had also been involved with another woman from his past since 2014, and she was pregnant with his child at the time of Connie's death. But it's all right because Richard said, no, this is all
That
above
has
board.
nothing to do with it. Yeah.
No, we have 2 kids and we wanted to have a third, but sadly Connie had some health issues. So we agreed.
So
I
she
shit you
said I
not,
should
that
hook
we
up with
would
that slapper
have a
from...
surrogacy. We'd have a surrogacy and it was consensual and that we would co-parent this child. And we did think about, I'm trying to not say turkey baster,
Insemination.
Insemination,
Insemination,
artificial
IVF, yeah.
insemination. But then we
Yeah.
decided to go the natural way. So Connie was fine with me shagging this woman so that I could have a baby with her so that we could all get together. Well, actually, as it turns out, according to Richard's girlfriend, the girlfriend said that Richard had said, or Dick said that he was going to divorce Connie and leave her for whatever her name was, can't remember.
Fanny.
And that Connie didn't even know about the affair or the pregnancy. So, no, she was not agreeing to a surrogacy and all that jazz.
Oh, wow.
Richard,
Yeah.
what a dick.
He's a total dick. And on top of all
Tale
of
as
that,
old as time.
that's what I said at the
I
beginning.
know.
Not long before Connie's death, he increased her life insurance policy to
Tale
$475,000.
as old as time.
$175,000. I don't know what it was, but that's what it was at the time of her death. I know, tale as old as time. Surprisingly, the police arrested Richard, but it took them over 18 months to get there. And I think that was mostly they were compiling all of these
Building a
bits of
thorough
evidence
case.
because a very thorough case, yes. And then because of COVID and the related but not related to Dick himself, death of Dick's defense attorney. Yeah, I've nothing else on that except that the defense attorney died.
Yep.
The trial didn't actually start until April
embarrassment.
2022.
You're embarrassing me.
Stress trying to defend this guy.
Yeah.
Imagine if that was the last thing in your life was working on that case and you pegged it. What would you feel? Well, what a waste.
It is sad. Over the course of 22 days, the jury heard testimony from more than 130 witnesses and reviewed approximately 600 exhibits.
It's like a lot of witnesses. I wouldn't have thought there would need to be that many. A lot of character references, maybe.
And subject matter experts. So things like around how the IP address
Yeah.
you've pinged him, to determine how the technology is not
How
wrong.
the dog who
Yeah.
chased him into the ambulance.
Into the ambulance.
Why
I
would
love
have done
that.
that.
24.
Oh
from
my
the
God, I
K9
love
unit.
that. Favorite part of it. So a lot of exhibits, a lot of information. It wasn't built on a single piece of evidence. There was no smoking gun kind of thing.
Mm.
Oh, the other thing about the gun that was interesting is it had no fingerprints on it at all. So it didn't have, he'd only owned it for 2 months, but it didn't also have Connie's fingerprints on it. So if his first storyline was that she'd gone downstairs, got the gun out of the safe,
Mm.
All right.
and the intruder had got it off her, at least you would imagine there'd be a partial or smudge print from her, but it was absolutely
right.
clean. So that's also interesting. Anyway, they basically came to the pretty single conclusion, though. In cross-examination, prosecutors confronted Dick with the contradictions between his statements and the digital record. When asked how he could have sent emails from his home while claiming to be miles away, he was like, I don't know, unable to provide a coherent explanation. There was a lot of
God.
in
I
the
don't know. I just
not sure
I
about
don't
that.
know.
Yeah, don't know. Yeah, it did right. When confronted
So
with the
you
Fitbit
say.
data, showing Connie's movement long after he said she'd been killed, he said, I can't explain it. Just can't explain it. These responses, when reviewed alongside the physical and digital evidence, further eroded his credibility. He's a frickin' truth stretcher. So on May 10th, 2022, the jury returned a verdict of guilty on
Yay.
charges of murder, tampering with evidence, and making false statements. At sentencing, the court imposed a term of 65 years imprisonment,
Yes.
which exceeded the prosecution's recommendation. In doing so, the judge acknowledged the profound betrayal inherent in the crime and the devastating impact on Connie's family and children. Remember, there was a 6 and a 9-year-old who'd lost their mother because Dick couldn't keep it in his pants. In
Dick
retrospect,
wanted to put it in Fanny.
I can't remember the woman's name, but it wasn't Fanny. In retrospect,
That was the
what
other character, though, in
distinguishes-
the faraway tree.
Yes,
so I'm just being
I
consistent.
know. We're just bringing it back into the faraway tree. I don't think that's what Enid Blyton had in mind. Anyway,
No.
in retrospect, well, she did like to talk
I'm going
about
to
Dick
say,
and
I
Fanny,
reckon
though.
she
I
might
know.
have. Yeah, yeah. And
they
Connie.
loved to have their lashings of ginger beer. They always had lashings of ginger beer. Good old Dick and Fanny. So, in retrospect, what distinguishes the case isn't merely the act itself, but the manner in which it was uncovered. So, Richard Dabate constructed a narrative that relied on the assumption that human perception, memory, and interpretation could be shaped and controlled. He told a good story and figured that in the absence of any information that they'd take it, right? However, he failed to account for the growing presence of digital systems that record events with precision and objectivity. The data
I don't
recovered
think he
from
did
devices,
create a good tale, though.
well, he just
Shady at
failed
best.
to think about, hang on a minute, if they do think that I maybe did something and it wasn't the way I'm putting it, he didn't do anything about like the whole arming, disarming.
Hmm.
I was still not quite sure why he was doing that with the security alarm. You know, like I think he said we were getting these. I think he was trying to make it look like they were being broken into. I think that's what he was trying to do.
Yeah,
but
I think so.
didn't look like it. Anyway, the data recovered from devices such as cell phones, computers, alarm systems, and most notably Connie's Fitbit provided an independent account of the events that could not be reconciled with his version of the truth. The Fitbit, in particular, became emblematic of the case, and it's often referred to, like the headlines were all
The
Fitbit
Fitbit,
basically solves
Murder, I think, yeah.
murder, something, yeah. Not because it was the sole piece of evidence, but because it so clearly demonstrated the gap between Dick's version of events and what really happened.
Mhm.
And, of course, it's recorded without any bias, marking the final hour of Connie's life in measurable increments that ultimately contradicted the story told by the only surviving witness, who also happened to be a massive truth stretcher. And that,
Very interesting.
my friends, is the story of Connie, Dabate, and her shitty husband.
He sounds terrible. So the girlfriend wasn't aware that he was going to do this?
No, the girlfriend thought he was going to leave Connie. She
Okay.
didn't
Do
think
we
that he was going
know-
to kill her.
Why he, like how it sort of played out on the day? Did they ever get to the truth of it?
Did he ever
No,
tell the truth?
No, he just maintained this dumb story. And
Oh.
it would make a good film. You know, when you see those courtroom dramas and the prosecution, you know, just comes in with this great piece of evidence and, you know, yeah, they've won it.
The
It's
smoking
exactly
gun.
that. Yeah, well, I mean, it's just
There'd be no
it's-
suspense, though, would there?
Well, it's bit after bit. It's like, okay, so you're saying that this happened. So how do you account for that? I don't know. You know, say this happened. How do you account for that? I don't know. You know, that's pretty much how it went.
I
Well, how
mean-
do you account for her being alive after you said that she was like, well, I don't know, I
No,
can't
no.
explain it.
Like one side of it would make a good story. His side of it, his performance in court would just be embarrassing.
Yeah. No, but for like
Right.
that lead up of we've got this story and kind of it seems sort of credible from the outside. And then the police start to go, hang on a minute, and they pull all of that information together. That's the bit that I think would make a
No,
good film.
I think you're right.
And then you get into he's almost just doing like the Shaggy, it wasn't me. I mean, what was the expression? You're embarrassing yourself.
You're
Like,
embarrassing
it's
me.
just- I mean, poor Vin Diesel. His name's been
Oh.
dragged into
Yeah.
disrepute in the case of the story. But yeah, it's just a complete.
Yeah, that must be a
dip.
bit of a rude job when you're looking when someone's doing your like media and they go, "Oh, your name's in the press again." Apparently, you sound like someone who
Media
was a
monitors
mass
has
murderer.
popped up.
Media
That's right.
monitor, yeah.
Up it pops. Goodness
That's what I
me.
was after.
Yep. Clarky, you were going to say something.
I'm trying to work out how it did happen, though, because if he's at home and she's come home unexpectedly,
They might have been having an
Then's
argument.
played out.
He's mucking around. Probably he thought he'd have a bit more time. Maybe they'd had an argument. She's in the basement. She's shot in the basement. So I wonder if she went down there to do washing or something and he's just shot.
Maybe it
she was
wasn't
shot in the stomach and the
premeditated.
head. Well, I think
Maybe
it
it
was.
was-
How did he do all this stuff to himself? Did he tie himself up and little
Yes,
stabs
he
himself?
zip tied himself
Oh.
to a folded
Dickhead.
chair, burnt himself, cut himself. To be honest, he cut his head
Yep.
and stuff. When there's, I've seen one photo, and he's lying on the ground with the phone on the ground, and there's blood everywhere. Like he made it look pretty convincing.
He had to.
You could be right, Clarky, that it wasn't premeditated in a kind of he'd planned it for weeks to play out like that. It might be she came home, they had an argument, he shot her, but then everything else was about how he was trying
Which
to
is-
cover his tracks.
Yeah,
Yeah,
but
not
which
going
is
to
why
work
his
was a bit
story was so shit. He'd
Yeah, they're not going to work,
post-meditated it.
though.
He hadn't had a lot of time to
Yeah,
think
he wasn't
about
going
it.
to work.
Or he was going to kill her that day, just not at 10:08, like the way it worked, because she came home early.
None of it makes that stupid story that is nonsensical. He hasn't ransacked anything.
No,
Like,
he
there's
didn't do a very
nothing
good job.
at all. And why wouldn't
didn't
you
smash
just
a
leave the
window,
door
he
open
didn't
and
do-
say, I ran in
Didn't
to
break a
grab my
cobweb.
laptop. Someone's obviously followed me in afterwards. And
I think
like
he
it-
spent all his time cutting his head and his legs and burning himself. If he'd
it's a
spent a
lot.
little bit more time, it is.
Yeah.
Like she died at 10. She died at 10:05 or something.
And I was
right?
doing all the work on myself for the next little while. You know, did you think this was easy to do?
yeah, that's right. Surely that gets me off.
The
Yeah.
911 call. I was going to say, I thought the 911 call was quite close to the period that they worked out she had died, but now I'm not sure. I'm confused by that. Because to your point, like, then what? He just spends 10 minutes cutting himself, burning himself, and then calls 911. It's a bit weird.
I think I'm done here. All right, then. Let's get the phone and give him a call.
Well, yeah, because he hasn't thought about. You're right. The ransacking and anything
all
else
just
that made it look like a
nonsense.
struggle
He's just
happened.
a
You know, he could have
Dumbass.
bounced himself off the walls and stuff to make it look a bit more confusing. You know,
Thing. And if you had have said, I ran in to get my laptop and this bloke ran in behind me and then that's how it started, that would make so much more sense than he was already in the house. No one was home. I've got this alarm system, but I don't know how he got in. Must be through the window that's got cobwebs all over it. Like, what are you doing? You're embarrassing me.
God,
What an awful man.
yeah,
And what
Did
a
people
poor
come-
woman.
yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yes, he's horrible.
Terrible. Shot your wife in the back and in the head. Is that right?
Yeah.
In the stomach and in the back of the head.
Yeah, stomach and in the head.
So I think he had the plan, and then he was rudely interrupted by the wife coming home, and then he
Yeah,
didn't
probably.
get to do all the bits that was in his plan, like open the window.
Oh yeah, maybe he had. Yeah, she. Maybe you could be right, and so he just
Yeah.
shot her. Like he could have just done it the next day.
Mm.
You know,
And
like
got away
I
with
think-
Change some of
Well,
his plan. Don't give him the
we might-
plan
yeah.
if you haven't done it.
Yes, yes. I'm trying to think also whether or not he might have been one of these people who Googled poison or something at some point in his past as
All
well.
right.
So it does imply that he'd been thinking about knocking her off. So I think you could be right, Stewie, that he had premeditated, but it just all went a
Went
bit
pear-shaped when
pear-shaped
she
on the
came
actual
home
day.
early. Yeah.
Mm.
I still wish he had have come up with a better story. Because surely the story you're going to tell the police is a big part of the premeditating. How are you going to get away
But
with
she's
it?
come in half too early, and he hasn't had time to open the window and do all these other things
No,
that
but-
were in his plan.
Oh, you reckon he was going to...
Yeah. That was his.
The
but he's still
whole
gone ahead with the plan.
intruder is a nonsense story. That's the bit I can't get my head around. If you're sitting there trying to work out if you're premeditating something, then you're going to work out how you're going to get away with it. You've got to have a better thing than that.
As soon as Schmidty said there was no rummaging had gone on, I'm going, he's been interrupted by her. And it's foiled his plan. That's when he should have just dropped his plan.
I'm just reading, this is from the Olympian.com, and it's quite funny. It says, later Richard changed his story, saying the pregnancy was unplanned and that he had a romantic relationship with a friend. And his quotes to say, this situation popped up like a frickin' soap opera, Richard told detectives.
Oh, my God.
What's the quote of this episode?
You're embarrassing me.
You're embarrassing me.
Goodness.
It is
Can't find the
bewildering.
timing, but it is bewildering. I do feel that he set the panic alarm off and called 911 fairly soon after she'd actually been killed.
He was,
And then made his story up.
Yeah. I think Stuart's right. He just sort of thought that'll do. Like, it's close enough.
I
There's
think
enough
she's
evidence in
all
the
the
house. but,
facts.
yeah.
Surely. the
I
cops
reckon
won't
she's
check all the
come
facts.
home and found him, or something's happened that has led to him killing her, and then
Escalated
he's
it?
had to try to make something up on the spot.
Okay.
And I think he wasn't very good at improvising.
But it's also weird because he says, she came home and all this happened and she was killed by like 9:10 or something. And the Fitbit says 10:10. I don't really understand why he doesn't just say he tied us both up and then, like to account for the time difference. It's just weird. I think it's just a bit dumb, honestly.
The
I
whole
don't think
thing's
he's very
dumb.
smart.
It's
Yeah.
Folks are dumb where I come from. Ain't had any learning.
I think it speaks to this thing where sometimes I think that people they get so caught up in their own, not even self-worth or importance, but then they just think that people are going to believe what they say.
Mm.
Well, you know what I mean? It's like this, they believe that. They
Yeah.
kind of believe, well, if I say it, well, why would they question me or whatever else? They'll be so devastated that, you know, someone's been killed. They'll be worried for us and the kids. There's been an intruder or whatever else.
It's the police's
I
job.
think yes, their absolute naivety and this sort of false sense of belief in themselves that leads to a lot of this stuff. It's like, mate,
Yeah.
a little bit of thought. You've got all these systems in place. It's not like we're not aware now that your phone does this does that. I mean, if you had made a slip up or whatever else, fair enough. Or, you know, there was one, but every single thing that you touched was like, and what about this?
No, you
What
didn't.
about this?
No, you didn't.
Should be like on a
Can't
video.
explain it.
Don't watch him about.
Yeah.
I'll just cover the camera. You know what I mean? It's just beggars
What?
belief that he'd be so
It's a bit dumb, I think. Yeah.
dumb.
Stupid.
Yeah.
Well, she said part of the reason she wanted to divorce him was because she said that he was childish
Bit juvenile,
and
yeah.
bad with money. Yeah. So it sounds like
There you
he's
go.
probably a bit, or she might have described him as immature.
Immature.
But I'd say it's a bit stupid.
And she hasn't done anything, has she? There's nothing that kind of.
No, there's
I
no
mean, it's-
indication that she certainly, not that any woman deserves to be shot in the head or the stomach by their husband, but no.
What I don't
She's
get is
done
why
nothing.
not
She
just
She just
leave
walk
her?
straight into that situation. Yes,
What's-
but again, this happens time and time again.
But there's
I don't
no
know if you'll get a choice.
scandal behind it. There's no it's just dumb.
Well, the insurance money could be
Oh,
part
right.
of it. He's bad with money. I think they were
maybe.
in financial. No one makes a big point of it, but I think there might have been some financial strain in the marriage. The house is huge, right? You should see this thing. I don't know what they pay. Well, actually, I could look up what they paid for it. They seem to have pretty good jobs. Like, it's just a divorce
Just
would have been
seems so
fine.
senseless. Like,
Sell the house, divide everything by two. It's not even like the last story where it's like, I have to have custody of my kids. You can't take my kids. Nothing. I'm not even that sure that while she had a note from 2014 that she was considering divorcing him, I'm not even sure that she was going to divorce him. You know, like, you're right. The only thing for him, which would have been a ticking time bomb, is the fact his girlfriend was pregnant. And he'd promised the girlfriend that he'd leave his wife. But to kill her seems a bit extreme.
So from her perspective, she's got some issues in her relationship with her husband. You wouldn't ever expect that that's going to happen.
It's not grounds to be murdered. No. So sentencing for our mate Dick? What happened in the Magic Faraway Tree? Was there something scary in the Magic Faraway Tree? I can't remember. I know there were lots of different worlds.
I think we'll have to work beyond a saucepan
Hit
here.
him in the head with the
You don't know the
saucepan.
books.
I don't know what I mean. I don't.
Saucepan
I
Head
read
was
it. I'm a bit
alright.
embarrassed to say.
The face.
Was it Enid Blyton, Famous Five?
Yeah. That's
I
where they
saw
have
that.
the lashings of ginger beer.
Yes,
Yeah.
I'm more Famous Five. Okay. It's hard when they're
I
dumb.
mean, he's already got a punishment, which is his stupidity. He's not got a lot going for him. He's not nice. He's not.
What about the land of Dame Slap?
The land of Dame
What is that? Where do you
Slap.
find this stuff?
That's
It's a
one of the
truly
faraway
terrifying school where the teacher, Dame Slap,
Yeah.
might
Oh.
give it away, is abusive and tyrannical, punishing children severely, which is often considered the most chilling setting in the books. Maybe we banish Dick to the land of Dame Slap.
Dame Slap can give Dick a good slap.
Slap. There's the land
But
of
I think when she
Tempest.
goes to slap him, she should slap him in the balls because that would hurt more.
Yeah, sure. I mean, she's pretty abusive, so she'll do whatever. It also
I'd like
says
for him
yeah,
to
go
have
on.
like a little angel, a little reminder, a little Connie that's on his shoulder in his brain that every time he goes to say something, do something, she's pointing out how fucking stupid he is. To him, just like,
me.
good one. Like,
A
oh
little
God.
Vin Diesel on his shoulder.
So that he just becomes an absolute withering,
wreck.
you know, he's just
Yeah.
like,
Like we're
I'm an idiot. I'm
A shell of himself. Yeah.
Good one. Good one. Good one, Dick.
Good one, Dick.
No,
Yeah, Dick, we're good not one, Dick. doing
that. You're
Oh, yeah. See how that works out, Dick. Oh, another one would be great. It was just her just constantly in his head screwing with his mind. He's like, I am a real idiot. And she's there to remind him constantly. Like every single decision he makes all day, every day.
I'd like to think that he actually has that happen to him anyway, just from what he's done. Like the guilt of what
probably-
he's done should
I don't
chip
know.
away at him because he's done
You'd
something.
hope.
He's
Horrendous.
taken
A
a
life.
beautiful woman out of the world,
mother of
away
his
from the
imagine-
children. Yeah, horrible.
I don't know how they do it. I often get to this point where when, you or Clark, you're reading the story and you know that he's done it, she's done it, whatever else, and it's a couple. And you just think, right, the alternative, in some cases, sometimes it's much more complicated, but this one certainly would have been divorce. And I mean, do you just want to just go, could you just take a moment and look at what the ramifications will be of murdering your partner in terms of what it will affect you, your kids, their parents, everybody, your whole... is it still worth it? Like,
I don't think
People
they
are
think
fucking-
about that. Yeah, well, look, you might have. Sometimes they're obsessive, right? So they're psychologically
that's a bit
not
different.
right.
Yeah. I'm not talking
And
about
so
those
they
ones.
can't imagine a world where that person belongs to them, that kind of thing.
Yeah,
But this
yeah,
sort of thing,
this is
it's
different.
more
Yes.
just like,
Well, it's
you
just
think
easier if
it's
I get rid of her.
inconvenient.
That
Yeah.
kind of thing. Yes.
It's
This
the
is
whole-
exactly what I mean.
I can't
Well,
be bothered with divorce.
do.
It's so inconvenient.
Divorce would be so much easier if I just didn't have to get divorced. How can I not get divorced? Well, I guess I'd have to.
How could
Killer.
murder be less inconvenient?
Inconvenient. Yeah.
Like going to jail
yeah.
for 65
That's what I
years. It's
think.
got to be pretty inconvenient.
That's what I think each and every time when this particular type of scenario, not as you say, not when they're like psychotic people go, but people who go, do you know what? That's a fucking lot of work getting divorced.
It's
I
easy.
don't know
Just
if I can be
poison him
arsed.
with mushrooms.
I could probably
you know?
I could probably get this sorted in a morning, an hour's work.
I'm a doer.
Yeah.
Look, I think I'll just, that'll be easier.
Divorce
It does
going
my
to
head
drag
in.
on.
And that's what's always the scary part about these ones, the ones where it doesn't feel like it's leading to it. All of a sudden it's like, yeah, well, I did.
That's what I was trying
Or
to
you
work out.
did.
What did
Yeah.
she do? Like what actually happened that made divorce not the right thing? It's nonsense.
Yeah, or not even to like make it look like she had I don't know, just all these things just go, oh yeah, that's a good idea, mate. Yeah, that'll really help you. All out. Oh,
All right. Well, I feel like I've fired you up a bit there, Swanee. Yeah, and we've said this before about the genre of true crime to do a podcast. Unfortunately, there's tales all the time. These stories just are everywhere.
yeah.
So until society does something, I don't even know what, raises us all a bit better, or just recognises that it's just as inconvenient, if not more so, to murder your spouse than it is to divorce them. Maybe we should make a little PSA, a little ad,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
just
To
start
the
running
cat.
it. Just FYI, it's actually more inconvenient to kill your partner than it is to just divorce them.
You're embarrassing me.
Maybe Vin Diesel can do it.
Yeah. He can be the little one on the shoulder.
Yeah.
I think I'm going to have to
Guys.
kill my wife. No, that's going to be way much worse.
Guys, just in case
You're embarrassing me.
you're embarrassing yourself.
Yeah, even just thinking about it,
You're embarrassing me.
honestly, we've got to do something because
I
these people wake up
Stop
and
it.
bloody
Stop it.
get some sense in you. All right, well, thanks for joining me on that one.
I don't like to say it's good, but it was a good story.
Oh, it was
he
a
was such a fucking
Dick,
stupid
perfectly
idiot.
well-named person. And on that
Exactly.
note, as we say every week, miss you already.
Miss you already.
Ciao.
Ciao.
Thanks for listening to Trial by Wine. You can contact us at trialbywine@gmail.com. Please rate, review and subscribe to Trial by Wine on Apple Podcasts or wherever you get your podcasts. If you'd like to support us, you can become a patron at www.patreon.com, Trial by Wine, or visit our website www.trialbywine.com to donate to us. Your support will help us cover many more cases and apply wacky sentences. We really appreciate you listening and hope you tell everyone about us. Our cover art is by John Christo and music is by Beauchamp from pixabay.com.